He never imagined a zombie outbreak would actually happen. Things started getting weird real fast when his rental agent friend posted a video on social media showing the major hospital near the subway station had suddenly been cordoned off with police tape. Then the post disappeared within minutes. Right after that his agent texted him immediately. A voice message came through. He put on his earbuds real quick. A second message followed right after. Dude, I was just about to call you back. How did that post just vanish? I didn't even delete it, man. Not sure if it's some kind of virus. There were actual tactical units standing guard too. Your lease is running out soon, right? You renewing? He frowned slightly. He honestly hadn't decided about renewing yet. The neighborhood had excellent infrastructure, plenty of nearby amenities, and it was cheap, but way too many people lived there. The morning rush hour subway rides left him completely exhausted. Still actually moving somewhere involved finding a new place packing, plus the deposits and upfront payments was honestly pretty annoying. While he was still thinking it over, his agent sent a third voice message. This time it was a long 59-second recording. He immediately got a headache. The first half was typical talk about how July meant graduation season. Rentals got harder, so renew now if you want a discount. But the second half sounded completely off, with zero warning whatsoever. A blood-curdling scream suddenly blared through the audio, followed by a frantic curse word. Then just chaotic noise erupted, static and garbled sounds everywhere, until finally one massive explosion. Even though his volume wasn't that loud, that final blast actually made his ears ring with pain. He yanked his earbuds out, and squeezed through the crowd to the subway window, trying to look toward the hospital. But the train was already pulling into the next station. He couldn't see anything. He texted back saying he still needed to think about it, and never heard from his agent again. A strange sense of dread crept over him. When he got to the office only half the staff showed up. Everyone was talking about some statement that dropped yesterday, but nobody seemed aware of any virus outbreak near that neighborhood. Those screams and that explosion he heard this morning still had him genuinely unnerved right now. He couldn't help texting a coworker who also lived in that area. The response was instant, saying get out of the city immediately. His heart sank hard. That ominous feeling intensified rapidly. Typing felt way too slow, so he just called him directly. The line picked up after just one ring. The airport in the background was announcing boarding. Before he could even speak, his coworker lowered his voice and spoke urgently. The city gets locked down tomorrow at 8. Get out while you can. Stock up on supplies like your life depends on it. Then the call just hung up, followed immediately by a video message. The footage showed that same hospital. The camera swept past the emergency entrance, then zoomed in on the emergency room itself. A man in a hospital gown broke free from 4 people holding him down. Then they got him pinned again in seconds. But in those few seconds, one of the staff members had huge chunks bitten from his arm. Blood was pouring everywhere. 30 seconds later the man convulsed and collapsed. The video abruptly cut off. A panic he couldn't even describe hit him like multiple sledgehammers to the chest. He wasn't normally the type to believe every video online, but his brain involuntarily jumped to one specific word. He stood up suddenly. His coworkers stared at him bewildered. He spoke quietly saying there's a family emergency. I need to take leave. His boss was completely startled, apparently realizing what he meant. Go home immediately. Take a week off. He pushed aside that one unrealistic word still in his head and summoned a rideshare immediately. While waiting he called his mom. Mom, pack everything right now and head back to the hometown. I'm coming home today. His mother worked at a company 400 kilometers away, and even though it was only Monday, since her precious son was coming home, this doting mom would drop everything and dash to the airport without hesitation. Though on the call, she seemed pretty confused about his sudden return. The rideshare was almost there, so he didn't have time to explain much. They just agreed to talk once he got in the car, and he'd explain everything then. The second ring road was even more congested than usual today. The driver kept honking in frustration, and thanks to that video, he kept anxiously turning around in his seat, feeling constantly on edge. But panicking wouldn't help anything, so he took some deep breaths and opened his phone with shaky hands, searching for flights back home. The earliest departing flight left the capital airport at 2:40 p.m. Only one seat was left available, priced at over $300. He didn't even blink. He booked and paid instantly in one smooth motion. Right after he called his father. His family bought a brand new house last October back home, a 3-bedroom 2-bath place. Since it was a new development, construction took forever. The house only finished renovations this past April. Since early April though, there had been outbreaks in the city, so returning meant quarantining for 2 weeks. So seeing their new home got delayed indefinitely. The call connected. Before his father even said anything, he asked for the new house address, then told him to leave work immediately. I'm getting home this afternoon. His father declined pretty firmly over the phone. He was a very rational chemical engineer, and if his son disrupted his work without good reason, it was hard to convince him otherwise. He had a hard time convincing me, but I am his son. When I said I bought a whole bunch of ingredients and wanted him to cook tonight, with ribs that needed to be cooked same day or they'd spoil, and the other ingredients might get wasted. His dad immediately started complaining about wasted money. While requesting emergency leave, he hung up the call, and the car finally exited the red gridlocked area, getting onto the highway instead. The highway was packed too though, almost at rush hour capacity. He wondered if these people had heard something too, and were desperately trying to escape like him. He opened the grocery delivery app, and entered his new home address, planning to order supplies from the nearest supermarket. His hometown was basically a tiny rural city. Only 2 major supermarkets existed in the entire area. Most neighborhoods only had access to 1 or 2. In different parts of town, he wanted to just order from the delivery app, but discovered no major supermarket serviced his neighborhood. His his heart sank immediately. After searching some more, he found a decent enough smaller grocery store. He never cooked back in the city, always ordering takeout instead, so he honestly had no idea what cooking oil they used at home. Adding everything up today really drove home how people don't understand expenses until they manage a household. As for meats though, he didn't dare order from here. Small stores charged way too much, and the quality wasn't guaranteed. Better to wait and hit the wholesale market with his parents. The total came to over $3,000, which is why he paid up quickly when the car suddenly arrived at the neighborhood. He wanted to finalize the order and lock in a bulk supply shipment. He got out and finalized the order. The store owner called him back immediately. After triple checking that he didn't make a mistake with the order, the owner hung up suspiciously. He looked at the delivery address. Bright Fragrance Jade Complex Building 12 Unit 1 basement level. He couldn't help praising his own cleverness. He knew a huge bulk order like this would definitely grab the owner's attention, so he specifically avoided using his actual address in Unit 3 Floor 16, willing to put in extra effort carrying supplies, rather than creating a potential future liability. Looking at his massive bulk order confirmation, he finally felt a bit more reassured. Even though he still had no idea what was coming, he absolutely didn't slack off just because he escaped the city this afternoon. If anything, he became even more vigilant and prepared. That hospital patient who bit someone, what was his deal exactly? A megacity with tens of millions of people getting locked down just like that.